So welcome back to the Jobs Live channel.
We have a wide variety of roles available at Cam Health Medcoms.
So we've got a number of regional offices. We've got both construction and highways are based at Salford Quays.
Yeah, so I work on the highways sector of the business, and I'm an assistant HR business partner. So I look after all our highways contracts that we've got currently in the northwest of the Kia business, basically.
And we're going to speak to Amanda from Stockport Homes.
Get yourself a really good quality professional email address. It really is much more important than you think. Make sure that your person spec at the top absolutely matches the job that you're going for. The role profile that you've been asked to meet should absolutely come through in the person spec at the top, so that an employer very quickly can say, right, okay, you're ideal.
From Wigan through Lee, through Tilsley, Atherton, literally you could be based anywhere across the borough when you come and work for the council.
From Cumbria, which is almost most northerly point, is up towards Carlisle, right down to the southern point of Cheshire.
So much interaction on the chats, so many people getting in touch. So thank you for that, and thank you for those employers who are signposting people to various websites and giving them advice about applying for work.
We're currently recruiting for care workers. We actually have 30 current vacancies in this area at the moment. So that would be obviously community carers, but there is opportunity to do other things, mainly going on to be a senior carer, or eventually coming in and working in the offices with me and the rest of our team within the office.
It's so exciting. There's a job for everybody, I do believe. We have people working obviously on site in trade positions, and then obviously back office staff, support staff, HR, recruitment, you name it, there's a job.
We are now looking for another 300 individuals to work as traffic management operatives. So that includes trainee opportunities and qualified operatives and foremen into the business. That's a shift paid role. But we also have then additional management opportunities for contracts managers and operations managers.
See you again soon here on the Jobs Live channel. Take care.
Thanks, Stuart. I have been joined by Laura Cross today from Infinity Company. So hi Laura, it's nice to meet you.
Hi, you okay?
I'm good, thanks. So please tell us a little bit about what your company does.
So Affinity Home Care, we provide care to the adults over age 18 in their own homes on a one-to-one basis. We are offering an efficient, flexible and professional home care service to allow people to remain in their own homes for as long as possible. And as we probably all know now, as we grow much older, home becomes an even more important place for us, and a sanctuary of security and safety, and where we want to be a part of that.
Oh wow, fantastic. And where is it that you're based?
So our head office is actually based in Wilmslow, Cheshire, and there we cover Macclesfield, Alderley Edge, Hale and Wilmslow, and then we've got another 2 offices based in Wales, one in Aberystwyth and one in Newtown.
Oh, fantastic. So it's great to see that you've got so many bases as well across the UK. So what roles is it that you are currently recruiting?
So currently we are looking for home care workers to work a variety of shifts. So our shifts start from 7 a.m. till 2 p.m. and they cover mornings and lunches. And then we start tea and evenings, which starts from around 3:30 till 10. And the roles themselves, as you can imagine, it's out in the community, so we do need car drivers, or at least access to a vehicle, because you are going to need to be going from house to house and being able to meet a certain deadline with times.
Okay, fantastic. And what kind of people are you looking for to join your organisation?
So it takes a certain type of someone to do care work. And having done the role myself, it is very challenging. However, it is rewarding. We do want applicants to make sure they fully understand the role, they know what the job entails. You need to be enthusiastic, compassionate, and very much have a can-do attitude. The staff that we want to employ need to understand that they're not just going to walk in to befriend an older person. They are there to provide a service, be supportive, and befriend them, but also be on a listening ear for them, because as we all know, during the pandemic, a lot of people have lost family members or not seen them, and we can sometimes be classed as the daughter or the son that they just haven't seen for a year.
No, absolutely. So it's fantastic to see that you're able to provide that support to those out in the community. So why work for you then?
So working in the care sector myself, I've been working in the care sector now for over a decade, so I'm not going to say my age. But anyone from the director to myself, the branch managers, deputies and seniors, we've all had hands-on care work experience, and I think that's quite hard to come by, really. So we understand the pain or the struggles that families go through or service users go through, and that of the staff. It isn't a case of walking in sometimes to look after a lovely old lady with a lovely china teacup set. You can walk in sometimes and families are disjointed, or the living conditions are far from what you would think would be normal, and we have to be seen to be supporting them and our staff. And I think it helps working for a family-based company that's been going now for just under 15 years, that we fully understand and appreciate what people are going through and what our staff are put through every day.
No, absolutely. And do you have any hints or tips for those who are wanting to apply?
Definitely. So I've done hundreds of interviews over the last 10 years, and what I would suggest is go away. If you are going to apply to become a domiciliary care worker, go away and actually research the role, research what it is that will be expected of you. Personal care is a major aspect of the role, and some people may not feel comfortable providing personal care to male or female service users of ours. And I would 100% say is if you are compassionate and empathetic towards people, bring that across to us in an interview. We don't just look at your CV. We don't just reel people off on what experience you do have and what you don't have. Don't stress too much and just be yourself, and if that will come across in an interview for us, and that helps us make that decision at the end.
Oh, well, that is some fantastic tips that you have provided for us today. So thank you very much for joining us. It's been a pleasure speaking to you. And back to you, Stuart, in the studio.
Thanks, Stuart. So today I have been joined by Alex from Eddie Stobart. So Alex, could you tell us a little bit more about Eddie Stobart and what you guys do there?
Yeah, of course I can. So Eddie Stobart is a transport and logistics and warehousing business. We're based all across the UK. We store and move goods on behalf of our customers over a 7-day week, 24/7 operation. We've got about 6,600 staff working across all the operating centres all across the UK.
Perfect, that sounds amazing. So you mentioned all across the UK there, but where exactly are you guys based?
So my team and myself are based at our operating centre in Wellington, but we've got lots of other operating centres, mostly around the Midlands. We've got some in the south of the country as well, but basically all over the UK we've got bases.
Perfect, that's lovely. So what roles are you guys recruiting for at the moment?
So we've got a wide range of roles that we're recruiting for, anywhere from warehouse operatives and forklift truck drivers, to Class 1 drivers, and then also office staff. So that could be anything and everything from finance support, HR, customer service and administration roles.
Perfect, that sounds lovely. So a nice variety there. So what kind of people are you looking for to join your organisation, especially with those type of roles in mind?
Yeah, we're looking for anybody that's enthusiastic and hardworking who wants to come and join a big brand like Eddie Stobart's. It is a tough industry to work in, but it's very rewarding and it's also really exciting and challenging.
Perfect, that's lovely. So why would someone want to come and work for Eddie Stobart?
So our business was formed in 1970 and we are still operating today. We are a really successful business and everybody that works for our business is extremely proud of who we are and what we do. We all work together to get things done and we are really successful.
Brilliant, that's amazing. So for anyone out there that's wanting to apply today, do you have any hints or tips for them?
Yeah, my top tips would be make sure that your CV is kept up to date and it's got the correct contact details on it. Make sure you do a spell check and make sure that everything makes sense on it. Attention to detail is key for a lot of our roles, so that's some of the basic things that we look for in applications. I would also say make sure that you apply for a job that's relevant to you and you've got the correct skill set for, especially if it requires formal qualifications. If you don't have them, don't apply for it.
Perfect, that's lovely. Well, thank you so much, Alex, for your time today, and thank you for those amazing hints and tips there as well. I'm sure a lot of people will be getting a lot out of that. However, unfortunately, that is the end of the interview for today, but hopefully we'll have you back onto the Jobs Live channel again very soon. But for now, it's back to Stuart in the studio.
Hello and welcome to this video. Today, we'll be showing you how to get the most out of the Learn Live partner pages. Firstly, let's start with what is a partner page. A partner page is a space where you can uncover in more detail what a company does and what they can offer. If you are on a broadcast or event page such as this one and you have found a company that you would like to know more about, if you scroll down below the video player, you will find all videos from that show available on demand. Underneath those videos, there is an orange banner which you can select and it will lead you to the company in question's partner page. Here are just a few tips on how you can fully benefit from using a company's partner page. All of our partner pages are individually tailored to the company and keeping you in mind. Each page holds interviews from past and present members of the company as they give you a deeper insight into what the company is all about and what they have to offer. You also have the opportunity to take a look at their available resources on the Resources tab, where you can download information from websites, PDF documents, and much more. You also have the ability to take a look at their social media platforms such as Twitter and Facebook to see what opportunities they have available, along with anything they would like to shout about. Next to the video player, there is the opportunity to carry on the conversation with employers from the company of your choice through the live chat. If you have a question that is more specific to you finding out more about that particular company, you have the opportunity to talk to that employer more on a one-to-one level and continue more in-depth conversations through their partner page. Here, you have the option to direct message the employer by using the @ button, and someone will get back to you as soon as possible. This live chat feature gives you the opportunity to see what others have also asked the company, so you have easier access to further information. With your question being on the partner page chat, you have a higher likelihood of your answer being more personalised to you. However, you do have the opportunity to not only public, but private message a company on the chat facility. For more information on how you can fully utilise this feature, please check out our live chat tutorial video, which is housed under the FAQ section on the Resource tab. Thank you for watching this demo. We hope that this has helped you understand how you can make the most out of partner pages. Remember, stay safe and stay connected.
So I've now been joined by Alice from Rosendale Trust. Hi, Alice.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us on the Jobs Live channel for this Northwest Works for You broadcast. Just tell me a little bit about yourself and what your company does.
Yes, so hi, nice to join you. My name's Alice Clues. I work in the HR department at the Rosendale Trust. The Rosendale Trust provides supported living care to adults with learning and physical disabilities in apartments and houses. So our care support workers work as part of a team, and they provide high standards of care and support to our tenants to enable them to live a full and meaningful life. So they'll promote independence and choice for each tenant in all aspects of their life. So that could be cooking, cleaning, personal care, attending appointments, and leisure activities as well.
Great. So as an organisation, where are you actually based?
So we're actually primarily based in Sutton, Macclesfield, but we do have properties in Buxton as well.
Great. So anybody who came working for you, Alice, currently would that be physically coming into the office, or is there some element of remote working as well?
So it's support workers, so they would work in the tenants' apartments or houses, so that would be in Macclesfield. If the position is based in Macclesfield, it would be in Macclesfield, or we do have positions that sometimes are available in Buxton.
Perfect. Okay, great. Just tell us the kind of roles that you're recruiting for then currently.
So at the moment, we have full-time and part-time positions available for care support workers based at our Macclesfield locations. I would always say it's a good idea to keep an eye on our website to check what vacancies we do have, because, for example, we might have positions in Buxton come up available, or similarly, we do recruit for night workers as well, so they may come up on our website in the near future.
Perfect. And the kind of people you're looking for then, people that you're wanting to speak to today, who succeed in your organisation, what do those people look like, Alice?
So we're looking for people who are caring, patient, and that are willing to support vulnerable adults while ensuring that they treat them with the dignity and respect. We don't require people to have experience to work with us, because we believe that those personal skills are more important, and we do offer full training, so it's not something you need to have experience in. Of course, it is an advantage, but it's not essential.
And why work for Rosendale Trust? I mean, what's the benefits of joining you and starting a career with you, and what do you find people enjoy the most about working for the Trust?
So I think the main thing is that working in care, it can be a very rewarding career, because you're making a difference every day to someone else's life and supporting them to live their life fully and as meaningful as they can do. So we also have career progression opportunities. So we offer the opportunity to gain qualifications, so level 2, level 3 in health and social care. And we also have a range of staff benefits, such as a health cash plan, long service awards, enhanced sick pay schemes, and life assurance schemes.
So plenty of benefits, and obviously all of that is detailed in the job vacancies. As people apply, they can read up on that.
Yeah, there's lots of information, and if anyone has any questions, they can get in touch with us.
Perfect. Well, this is their chance to do that actually now on this broadcast, to use the live chat to get in touch with Alice and the team at Rosendale, and I'm sure you can guide them. And really my final question is around that, for people who have applied successfully to work for you in the past, any hints or tips for those applying maybe today, and to make sure they are successful in that process?
I would always say it's a good idea to have a good look on our website and just find out more about what we do, and to always look at the job profile of the role that you're applying for, which are all on our website. Make sure you familiarise yourself with that role before you start your application form. And then when you do fill in your application form, include as much information as you can for all the questions it asks, and explain why you think you would be suited to fit that role.
Great. And in the current climate, I mean, are you doing lots of interviews online or on Zoom or on Teams?
Sometimes we do have interviews online, yes, but we do occasionally have interviews in person. Obviously, social distance and everything, because our care staff are still in work at the moment, being key workers. So they are, all the precautions in place as well.
Great. It's good to know. And it's good to know when people are applying what their expectation is of an interview and where that would take place. So thanks for letting us know about that. And let us know more about Rossendale Trust as well, Alice. It's been great to understand more about your organisation. And people can find out much more on your partner page. And of course, we'll leave the chat open for any future inquiries that people may have as well.
Yes, that's great. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us here on the Jobs Live channel for this Northwest Works For You event. We'll hopefully see you again soon, Alice, on the channel, and take care.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thanks, Stuart. I have been joined by Alison Clark from the Alternative Futures Group. So tell me, Alison, can you give me a quick introduction about yourself?
Yeah, hi, I'm Alison Clark and I'm the Talent and Attraction Lead for AFG.
Okay, fantastic. So can you tell me about what your company does?
Sure, we are a health and social care charity. We are the largest health and social care charity in the Northwest, and we provide supporting living services to people with learning disabilities and mental health conditions.
Oh, wow, fantastic. And where is it that you're based?
Well, our headquarters are based in Prescott, which is Merseyside, but we, as I say, we provide services across the Northwest, so Cheshire, Merseyside and Lancashire, as well as Rochdale. We also have 6 independent hospitals, and they are in Wigan, Ellesmere Port, Warrington, Wythenshawe and Bolton. So we pretty much cover the whole of the Northwest.
Oh, wow, fantastic. It's great to see that you're able to provide care to as many people. So what roles is it that you are recruiting for?
Predominantly, we recruit for support workers, and support workers comes in 3 different ways for AFG. So we have a support worker that works in our supported living services, and they may be working within a small team in a property, supporting 2 or 3 people to live independent lives. And that's a permanent team that's in place 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Alternatively, it could be an outreach support worker, and they have a small list of people that they visit each week just to check in on them, make sure they're okay. And then we also have the support workers who work in our independent hospitals, supporting the clinical team, the mental health nurses and the occupational therapists in that more clinical setting for mental health.
Okay, fantastic. So it's great to see that you've got a variety of roles that you cover at the company. So what kind of people is it that who you're looking to join your organisation?
So we don't recruit for skills or experience. We look for people that represent our values. Our values are, we are one, we raise the bar, every person matters, we make a positive difference, and we take ownership. I'm just making sure I get them right. They are fundamental to everything that we do, and we're also looking for people that are keen to develop their skills and provide person-centred care as well.
Oh, that's really nice to hear. So tell me, so what are the benefits for people to join your company? So why work for you?
Okay, well, I've given this a good deal of thought, and we have an award-winning commitment to people development. We won the largest employer award just a few weeks ago, and this is underpinned by the apprenticeships that we have on offer, and also more advanced levels, so QCF levels 2 to 4, the old MVQs, and we've been recognised as promoting that as an essential part of our organisation. And we also look for people to bring their passions to work, by which I mean that could be football or it could be making cakes, and we will find a match for somebody and you can share your passions together by baking cakes or, like I say, playing football or anything really. And that's very different in that we match for that. And then we celebrate our success every year at an annual awards event. It was a bit quiet, the last one, but prior to that, it's a big black tie affair, and people that represent our values are nominated for the awards throughout the year, and then we celebrate that as well.
Oh wow, that's fantastic. So for those who are keen to join the industry, what hints or tips can you give to those who are applying?
Well, I would say have a look at the job adverts, and there's a lot of different support workers being advertised all the time. We provide a lot of detail around the very specific nature of the support that you'll be providing for every individual advert we put out. So take time to find one that really matches what it is you're about and you can offer. And then take some more time to think about how you can get that across in your job application. We have one particular question, for example, in our application form, and you can take the opportunity to tell us more about yourself and why you think you're right for this particular service. And obviously a good up-to-date CV, always needed.
Oh, that's some really great advice that you've provided for us today, and some interesting information about your company as well. But that's all that we have time for today. But thank you very much for joining us. So it's back to you, Stuart, in the studio.
We're going to speak to Amanda from Stockport Homes. Amanda, is it fair to say the building industry is also in a bit of a boom at the moment?
It is, yes. Very fair to say that, definitely.
So you're Amanda Ward from Stockport Homes. Just tell us, Amanda, a little bit about your role there within Stockport Homes.
So yes, Amanda Ward, Stockport Homes. I'm the Employment Support Manager. So essentially one might think that our business is just generally about rent collection or buildings or properties, but it's really about communities. It's absolutely, we've got our mission, which is one team transforming lives. So essentially my job as the Employment Support Manager, I manage a team that support our customers to get back into employment, because that's really important to us to be able to support our customers.
And I guess the clue's in the title, but Stockport Homes as a company, what do you do?
So we've got quite a lot of different areas that we work on. Recently we actually had a big business development, and we changed our company structure. So we are now Stockport Homes Limited, and we have lots of different arms. So we have Viaduct, which is our development arm, and we've got 360, which is our trading company, which does our capital works and commercially selling construction services. And we've recently just created our Foundations Charitable Community Benefit Society, essentially a charity. And we've got a lot of things that work in that area of the business, everything from your local pantries to furniture recycling to our Motivate service, which runs, we're one of the housing associations that deliver that across Greater Manchester, which supports those who are furthest to reach back into employment. So there's a lot of different areas that are within the business, not just sort of, the actual core elements of running a housing association on behalf of the local council.
And just give us a sense of size of your organisation. How many people do you roughly employ at the moment?
So we've got just shy of 650 employees. We've got a lot of employees now in a lot of different areas of the business. So like we're saying, sort of like the Foundations charitable arm, that's recently started to really grow. So that's getting much more employees in. And we've also got as well our 360, which is growing all the time, as you referenced right at the start, Stuart. Construction really is booming. So it's a lot of work that we're doing there. We don't just do a lot of work in Stockport. We've also recently been installing fire doors in schools in Rochdale. We do a lot of different work over a lot of different regions, and there's a lot of kind of different community elements that make up Stockport Homes as well, because we really are very much a values-based employer, and it's about how we manage to support our community and how we can make sure that our workforce represents our community as well. We're very keen to employ local people so that we know that we've got our workforce representing the people that we support and serve.
No, that's fantastic. And we're here at the channel, Jobs Live channel, is to educate, inspire, and connect people. And one of the things that I very obvious from talking to organisations today is that education piece around people may look at Stockport Homes and go, "Nah, that's not really for me." But actually, if they drill down a little bit deeper, there's so many roles that you bring in people with transferable skills from different sectors. You must see that every day. People who've never worked in your sector being able to find a home in your company.
Oh, I think it's the classic line. We always say it. Nobody dreams of a life in housing. Nobody starts their career and thinks, right, crikey, housing, that's where I need to be. Nearly everybody in the organisation has come from somewhere else, some other kind of industry, some different elements. And we really do bring a lot of that together, and then people start to come and work for us. I was looking recently to prepare for sort of like this morning, and we've got so many different jobs that we've recruited for in the past 6 months alone, not just sort of like those construction and joinery jobs, but antisocial behaviour team leaders and key workers and housing support officers, so many different elements of the business. And I think a lot of people don't always think that a housing association has so many component parts. We've got finance, we've got HR, we've got our marketing and comms team, which do external work for the organisation and also as well for other organisations. So there's a lot of different elements to working for a housing association. It really is quite a wide and diverse field. But you're right, Stuart, not everybody thinks of housing. That's the key area for me to move into.
No, indeed. And I think part of today is making sure people are aware of that. But just give us a flavour of the kind of roles that you have currently within Stockport Homes. If I was to go on your website now, what would I find?
So this is the concerning part. So at the moment, you'd only find one job that we have, but this is because we've changed our recruitment organisation that does all of our online recruitment. And by the end of today, though, there will be a lot of other jobs that are going up. But it's like the changeover day has just been today.
Typical.
So at the moment, we've got our. It's typical. It's just typical. At the moment, we have our HR administration. Up until Sunday, we had an electrical engineer's job that was available. But we've got quite a few different key worker, support worker roles that are in the pipeline. We've got some team manager roles that will be coming out in the next few weeks as well. And I've been reassured by HR this morning that there are at least 10 other positions that will be on the website by this afternoon.
That's brilliant. So if someone wants to get in touch with you, you could send them that information, those links, so they can refresh the page later on today and hopefully see a lot more roles there.
More jobs there. Yes, definitely.
Perfect. So there's something, if you wanted to go to Stockport Homes, and I'm sure your team will put the link on the live chat as we're talking there, so people can go straight to that page and ensure that people find you and can register or do whatever they need to do to get in touch. Amanda, you obviously, in your role, you see a lot of people's applications, and then you recruit them, and you must sort of see a pattern emerging of the kind of people who are successful in Stockport Homes. What is that? What are you looking for in people when they come work for you?
For us, it's the values. So we work to our Aspire values, and it really is core for all areas of the business, whether that's in construction elements or whether that's in our HR team or our finance team. It absolutely is the values. And for us, it's about providing an exceptional customer experience for everybody who is one of our tenants, and also as well working hard to change and create better communities. That's absolutely at the core of our mission, really. So there's a lot of things that we look for that are more sort of like your values as opposed to your actual technical skills and abilities. Certainly looking for the right type of fit for a Stockport Homes employee.
Thank you. And as an organisation, I mean, what's the benefits of working for you? I mean, what does working at Stockport Homes mean for someone who joins you?
I think there's some of the core headline things. So we're a living wage employer, we're a Stonewall diversity champion, we are platinum rated investors in people. Our most proud achievement is that we are in the Sunday Times top 100 best non-for-profit organisation. We are number one as of 2020.
Well, congratulations.
So it is, but for us as well, it's the package that we offer all of our all of our workers, or everybody who works for Stockport Homes. There's an amazing amount of emphasis that's on health and well-being, that's on supporting people. We support staff to do qualifications, accredited qualifications, diplomas. There's a lot of work that goes into, we're very keen to grow our community, grow our own, and make sure that people have amazing opportunities to develop and that people are happy at work. We have a lot of things that we do. We do Aspire Days, so where people can take part in activities and really feel part of the company. We've done a few of those remotely even over this period of time, and sort of like lots of packages and documents and goodie bags and things like that are sent out to staff, and we're all brought together virtually to do wonderful activities. But it really is very much a family, and it's an amazing organisation to work for, and there's a wealth of opportunities. We've been working very hard with the DWP in relation to Kickstart opportunities. We've got 7 of those that have 4 have just started today, so we've got another 3 to start later on this week, and we've got a new range of Kickstart opportunities that are coming out as well. But there's just so many opportunities for people to join the organisation and to grow and to really develop themselves and their skills. We work really hard with people to make sure that your working pattern and your working life balance is where it should be as well. So we do a lot of we all do a lot of working from home now, don't we? But there's a lot of that working from home, but also as well flexible working if somebody wants to do compressed hours. So there's a lot of different benefits and different opportunities just by working for Stockport Homes that people can access.
Thanks, Amanda. Thanks for sharing that with us. And regarding, you've talked there about the people who work for you and what they bring to the organisation, and of course the benefits of working for you as well. My final question is around really the support that we're offering today. As you know, there's lots of your peers and lots of organisations supporting people back into work, because it is quite isolating, isn't it? Quite lonely journey when you're looking for work, and any support you can get is much appreciated. So you as an employer, what hints or what tips can you give people right now to make sure their application is successful?
Well, I would say, first of all, if you want to get in touch with us, my team are there on hand to help people with CV writing, job searching, applications, all that kind of support. So we are a tenancy blind service, so it doesn't mean that just if you're not a Stockport Homes tenant, you can't access the service. We want to help everybody secure their next career. I think in terms of just little hints and tips that people can take away, definitely that CV. Make sure that your person spec at the top absolutely matches the job that you're going for. The role profile that you've been asked to meet should absolutely come through in the person spec at the top, so that an employer very quickly can say, right, okay, you're ideal. And the other tip I would give is really, really get yourself a really good quality professional email address. It really is much more important than you think.
And that's the first time we've heard that today. So are you saying to me you're still seeing people with maybe an email address they had when they were in school?
Every so often we find a quirky email address, yes, and it does make you think. And as much as kind of like, you want an employer to see your personality, and you want them to, but you also want them to see your personality when you arrive for interview. So it's really important that even if you just got that generic one, just because it makes it easier. It makes it easier for you as well when you're job searching, because those emails will go back to that one address, and just make sure it is quite a good quality email address. And the other tip I would give as well is make sure if you're applying for lots and lots of jobs all in one time frame, make sure you do keep all the documentation, the role profile that you've applied for and what it is you're looking for. You'll be surprised how many people email an employer to ask them for the role profile for the job that they've applied for. So it is, just keep that record.
No, that's brilliant advice, and especially around the email. I mean, some people just may fall into that trap, as you say. It's been there for years, but it is time to change it, isn't it? Make it more professional looking, especially when you're applying to organisations like your own. Look, this has been really helpful. I'm sorry we ran out of time, Amanda. We could have probably talked for another hour at least, couldn't we, about hints and tips, and of course what Stockport Homes do. But please do get in touch with Stockport Homes on the Jobs Live channel, you'll see their partner page right now. I know the team are there waiting to take your questions. If you've got any questions about them and what they do, and especially when those jobs go live in a couple of hours, hopefully, on your website. Fingers crossed, anyway. Thanks so much for joining us. We've got another interview coming up very soon. We're going to meet up with Waits, who are also in that construction space. So lots of construction opportunities today here on Jobs Live. In the meantime, thanks so much, Amanda. Take care, and we'll see you soon on the Jobs Live channel.
Thank you. Bye.
So welcome back to Jobs Live. This is Wednesday, and thank you for joining us here on the Jobs Live channel. Hope you found today useful. Lots of employers online right now waiting to speak to you about their vacancies. And next up, we have Amy from Connected Talent. Hello, Amy.
Hiya, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Jobs Live channel. So not many people may have heard of Connected Talent, and I know there's other parts of the business as well called Connected Health, but tell us a little bit more about the company and where you're based.
Yeah, so basically I work for Connected Talent, but I be hiring for Connected Health. So that's who we be hiring for. It's a domiciliary healthcare company. So we help obviously care for elderly, vulnerable people in their homes. So we be hiring people to be able to do that job. So we started in 2012 in Northern Ireland. That's where our headquarters would be. So we started there and have grown ever since. We now cover most of Northern Ireland, the Republic of Ireland, and about 2 years ago we then branched into the UK. So we're based now in Widnes. We have an office there and we've massive growth plans. We have quadrupled in size over the past 6 months. It's been brilliant. So now we've got a massive push on recruitment and to help get healthcare workers for us. So we do have plans now to open offices in Cheshire and further on up. So yeah, that's kind of about where we're at the moment.
Perfect. So you act as a kind of referring agency, or almost like a recruitment for health organisations who are currently recruiting for their care sector or their care roles. But they could be a whole raft of different companies as well.
No, it'd be purely just Connected Health. So
Perfect.
It is. There's sister companies, Connected Talent and Connected Health. So we recruit solely for them. We're basically one big team with Connected Health. You know, the communication's great and everything between everybody. So that's what we're doing at the moment.
Sorry, I just want to clarify that so people understood who they were joining. So Connected Health.
Yeah.
Tell me, I mean, what sort of people are you caring for? You know, is it young people, adults? Tell us more about that.
Majority elderly and vulnerable people, who want to be able to live independently and remain in their homes, but maybe just need a bit of assistance with that. So you do be in communication with their families, you have full care plans and everything. So we do provide a lot of training, everything like that. Connected Health would be big into 3 T's. That's kind of like our tagline as such. So it's talent, technology and training. So we have a Connected Academy actually within Connected Health, and that gives even candidates the chance to progress through the company, train for NVQs level 2, 3, 5 and upwards as well. So we do give the training completely and the complete support for candidates coming on board and to be able to care for those individuals as well.
Perfect. So would the care be taking place in a sort of specified home, or would it be within the community itself in people's homes?
So it is within the community. So that's the thing. All candidates majority would need to be able to drive and have access to a car, as it does involve going from maybe house to house. But we do cover everywhere from maybe like Southport, Sefton, right through Liverpool, down to Cheshire, St Helens, Halton, everywhere like that. So we do try to keep the individual in their own area as such. We wouldn't ask them to travel across the country or anything.
Sure.
So it would be looking after people in their homes and trying to keep them there and keep them as comfortable as possible.
course. So in a typical day, how many people could they see? And how many people would be on their caseload?
It's really dependent. It's hard to say because it would be dependent on the client's needs. Yeah. Some clients do just like a bit of company. You might pop in, have a cup of tea, just chat with them for a bit, make sure they're okay, they don't need anything. Whereas others, you may need to be there longer for as such as going in, maybe helping them get up out of bed, personal care, personal hygiene, getting them up, making them breakfast, getting them set up for the day. So that would obviously require longer. So usually the runs would be split into morning, lunch, tea and beds. So you could be on a shift from, say, 7 a.m. till 2, which would cover your morning and lunch, or you could be on a longer one, which would be morning, lunch and tea, or else, which a lot of people find really suitable, like maybe students, parents, is evening shifts, which could be from 6 till 10, getting clients ready for bed and things like that. So
okay,
it could vary from maybe 2 till, maybe 10, just dependent.
Yeah. Okay. We tell we're live because you've got your dog now joining in the conversation.
I thought he was asleep. I'm sorry. I was giving
That's fine. That's fine. The perils of live TV. So
I know.
So just going on to some of the roles then that you've got currently vacant. Give us a sense of the kind of the kind of roles that you're looking to recruit into at the moment, please.
Yeah, so we do always recruit for healthcare assistants. So it is so we have that across all of the areas that we cover. But we also do progression would be a big thing with Connected Health as well. There's great progression within the company. You can go from healthcare assistant up to senior, and then even up then to internal roles such as like office staff, which can go to area manager and further on up. So we do offer our roles to the public as well as in-house. So we're currently also advertising for area managers at the minute, and then also a registered manager. Great. Because we are growing and we're looking to open another office now in the near future, so we will need senior staff as well and senior management staff.
Understood. So it's a different kind of roles that you've got currently on offer, and I know we're going to put some links up on the page at the moment to show people where those roles are and what they do. Can you just tell us a little bit more about the kind of people that you want to work for you? What makes a successful employee of Connected Health?
So basically, sorry, I'm just going to close that door. No I'm really sorry about that.
It's okay.
So basically, as I said, we do have Connected Academy, which is our own training academy that we train people up. So it's not about experience. We don't expect people to come on, they don't necessarily need to have worked in care before or even in the healthcare sector. So we're looking for people who, it's more about personality. If you're friendly, compassionate, want to be able to help and give back to the community, that's the kind of people we would like to bring on. Someone who wants to help and wants to be able to provide care. So it's not necessarily, as I said, about experience. So it's more so the personality type.
Yeah. And are you finding, because of what's been happening over the last 12 months or so, people who are applying into you haven't necessarily come from a care background, but maybe come from other sectors such as retail, hospitality? Are you finding more of that now?
Mm-hmm. We are, absolutely. We actually had a big surge of people coming in, like candidates wanting to give back because they've seen what COVID has done. They want to be able to help elderly people who can't get out, if they're shielding, isolating. They want to be able to give back to the community and actually have went for a full 360 career change. And then we also have people, who are on furlough who wanted to come on board as well, and they've stayed with us as opposed to going back, to their first careers and everything like that. So there definitely has been an influx in candidates applying.
Yeah, so that's a good signal, isn't it, for anybody who thinks, I've never really worked in care before, what do I know? Well, you will, as long as they've got the right attribute and the right attitude towards your sector, you can always train them in what's required, can't you?
Absolutely, because as I said, with the Connected Academy, we have our own training manager in GB as well, who is done training and care for years, and she's brilliant. She would take on, everybody up to NVQs, as I said, 2 and 3. You can progress even further. Right. It's brilliant. We do have massive training platforms for that.
Fantastic. And you probably, as often, you've seen your fair share of applications, as they come in there, Amy. And what suggestions or advice can you give to anyone applying so that their CV stands out and there's more chance of them being interviewed?
It's more so, as I said, kind of personality tip. If you can manage to bring it across in your CV that you want to help, we do like to think, as I'm sure yourself, you wouldn't want anybody just coming in looking after your maybe elderly mother, elderly grandparents, things like that. It's someone that would be able to look after people well.
Yeah.
So it is, if they're compassionate, have empathy, friendly, and want to be able to help, that's the main thing we like to see come across.
Great. Well, that's really great advice. So I think it's all about personality, not necessarily about the skills or the qualifications that they've got. It's more about attitude, isn't it? And being positive.
Absolutely.
And someone that you need to trust as well. I guess trust is a massive part in this too.
Oh, for sure. Definitely is, yeah.
Yeah. So if people want to find out more about Connected Health, is there a website they can visit, Amy?
Yes, we have our website. It's connectedhealth.co.uk. It does have everything about the company on it and the job opportunities and everything like that. So yeah, absolutely. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, Twitter, everything.
Perfect. Okay, well, we're going to encourage people to do that. Just have a look. We do get a lot of people coming up to the channel wanting to work in care, so we'll definitely signpost them towards your organisation, and the very best of luck in finding the right people. And I will let you go and care for your dog as well, who sounds like he needs either a walk or he needs his lunch or something. But no, it's been
he just wants attention.
Don't we all? But anyway, it's really nice to have met you, Amy, and thanks for your time here on the Jobs Live channel, and we'll hopefully get you back on again soon in the near future, talking about future vacancies. Thanks very much. So that was Amy from Connected Health and her dog in the background. We're going to now move on to more companies who are working with us here on the Jobs Live channel. Thank you.
So, thank you, Stuart. Today I've been joined by Andrea Lyon from Community Integrated Care. Hi, Andrea.
Hi, Ellie.
So, can you tell us, what does your company do?
Of course. Okay, so we are one of the largest, most successful social care charities in the UK. We have recently been awarded the Charity Times Charity of the Year Award, which is a successful, huge accolade. We support over 5,000 people with varying support level needs, and we employ over 6,000 staff. The people we support, some have learning disabilities, some have age-related needs, some have autism, and some have mental health concerns. We do this in a variety of settings. So we have supported living services, we have registered care services, which is residential and nursing homes. We support in the community. We also have day services and respite services.
So where are you based?
Okay, so our head office is based in Widnes. We was founded by a GP in Halton in 1988, and we have services from as far from Scotland down to Portsmouth. Sorry, just getting that right. We're a truly national charity, and we're proud of the work in partnership we do with over 50 local authorities.
So what roles are you currently recruiting for?
So we're currently recruiting for support worker roles within Warrington. We have different service settings, as I mentioned earlier. So we have some outreach services as well as supported living services. The people we support within them services have got varying health needs, from autism through to mental health.
So what kind of people are you looking for to join the organisation?
Okay, so 3 words really embody everything about community integrated care. And what we're passionate about. We're incredibly fortunate to employ and support thousands of amazing people. Our staff are truly incredible, delivering exceptional standards of care each and every day, to ensure that the people we support live fulfilled lives and reach the outcomes that they aspire to achieve. We always strive to achieve the best, and we don't see labels. We never stand or settle for second best. We see potential in everybody. So the kind of people that we're looking for is to share our values. Our values underpin everything about community integrated care. So we respect individual choice and promote inclusion, rights and independence. We enable individuals to meet their needs and fulfil their aspirations, and we aspire to be the best that we can be. We deliver the best possible support and outcomes for the people we support and the partners who we work with, and we include people. So them core 5 values are what we're looking for within the values of the people we want to recruit.
So why work for you?
Why not? Okay, so why choose community integrated care? We offer a rewarding career with opportunities to develop and progress within the organisation. We develop and enable yourself to build great relationships with the people we support and their families. You will be part of a friendly and supportive team where every day is hugely different. We're a forward-thinking employer looking to lead the way in the digital age to improve care and support wherever possible. So what do we offer for our frontline colleagues? We offer 20 days holiday plus 8 holidays, pension contribution. We also have a fully equipped employee assistance programme, which supports wellbeing. Wellbeing is huge within our organisation, especially with our frontline colleagues with the last 12 months that we've currently been through. This supports on, as I mentioned, wellbeing, finances, nutrition, exercise, anything that you may need some signposting support to. Our frontline colleagues also have access to an Appy app. It's a simple app that you download to your phone, and you get many discounts at retail establishments that you hear of, not the ones that where would I find one of those kind of outlets, such as Tesco and Argos that we all use daily. Our organisation as well is fully behind professional development. So each frontline colleague would have a personal development plan following a substantial training package and induction to start with.
So finally, any hints or tips for those applying?
To share our values. If you share our values, yes, please make that very clear within your application and don't hold back. One of the tips I would take from when I applied is also do your research within the local area and the services and the service type and model. And again, make that clear within your application.
Brilliant. So thank you very much, Andrea, and back to you, Stuart, in the studio.
So delighted to be joined now by Angie. Hi, Angie. Good of you to join.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for joining us. Yes, it is good afternoon now, isn't it? The time has flown. We started at 11 o'clock this morning and we've been meeting a whole range of employers here on Northwest Works for You on the Jobs Live channel. So great to meet you and to find out more about Waits. But before we do that, can you just tell us a little bit about what your role is there at Waits?
Yes, thank you. So I'm Angie Erdley. I'm the Community Investment Manager at Waits Construction. And part of my role, my favourite part actually, is to try and match local people, local to our sites, up to opportunities within Waits and also the supply chain.
Perfect. And Waits as an organisation then, for people who may not have heard of Waits, it's a huge organisation. But just tell us briefly what you do.
So Waits Group is a construction and property services company. It's one of the largest family-owned organisations in the UK. We've been going over 120 years and we're still family-owned. So in the Northwest at the moment, we're working in Warrington on 2 new build housing sites. So we're building new houses, and we're also working across the Northwest, building academies, schools, leisure centres, blue lights, so fire stations, an array of buildings. It's really exciting to be part of.
Sounds great. And I mean, we've already spoken to a number of organisations similar to yours in construction. It must be a really busy time for the construction sector at the moment.
Yes, I mean, thankfully throughout the pandemic, we've managed to keep trading, albeit in challenging times. So we've had to put procedures in place, obviously, for staff on sites, and thankfully we've been able to keep going.
Brilliant. And thank you again for taking part in this to help promote construction, because one of the key things I think we've been finding about what people think of construction is that it's not just about working on building sites, is it? You've got loads of other opportunities within your sector.
We really have, and it wasn't, I mean, I've been with Wates, this is my 10th year now, and if I'd have known what I know now 30 years ago, I would have definitely gone into the construction industry, because it's so exciting. There's a job for everybody, I do believe. We have people working obviously on sites in trade positions, and then obviously back office staff, support staff, HR, recruitment, you name it, there's a job.
And where will people go for that information, Angie? Do you have like a careers page that people can go and visit?
We do. If you have a look on the website, it's www.wates.co.uk. Like it's /careers. So we've got job vacancies there. And if you don't see a job vacancy that interests you today, please do keep your eye on that link, because it changes all the time. We also recruit annually for our management trainee programs. They're open in the autumn of this year, and you can register for job alerts now through that link as well. And you can apply this autumn to start next year, next September.
So if you went to the website, Angie, people could go on there and express an interest and maybe register in advance?
Yes, you can.
Perfect. I know you and your team are online right now and will be for the duration of this 3-day event to take any questions from people. So I would strongly recommend you go to the Wates partner page, where you can have a one-to-one conversation with the team there and find out what you need to know about the different roles. And just give us a flavour, Angie, if you can, of the different roles that exist on your site right now.
Okay, so on the sites in Warrington, we've got some live vacancies. There's a CPCS telehandler job. CPCS is Construction Plant Certification Scheme, so it's a skilled operative. But if there are anybody listening that's got that CPCS category of plant, we're looking for a telehandler driver in Warrington, and also 2 general operatives. And ideally, you will need a CSCS card, which is Construction Skills Certification card.
Thanks for explaining that.
And it's a health and safety test that you take prior to coming onto site. So it's just having that awareness. If you're interested in working for us and you don't have that card, you can speak to your DWP job coach, and they will be able to help with that training for you. So please don't let that discourage you from getting in touch and applying.
Brilliant. And can I just ask as well on this, the kind of people that you're looking for to join your organisation, what are you looking for them to bring, and sort of their attitude towards your organisation as well? How important is that?
I suppose that, like any employer, we are looking for people who are enthusiastic, willing to learn, punctual, reliable, team players. If you've got those things, then that's wonderful. If you haven't got those things and you're willing to work on it, let's have a chat.
Yeah, brilliant. And what are the benefits as well for working for Waits as well. I mean, what sort of things do you offer when people start with you? And we've already heard about people having coaching, mentoring, and career support, and that. Is that similar at Waits as well?
Yeah, it's pretty standard really. We have a buddy scheme when people join us. So you have your line manager, but also you'll have a buddy within the organisation. They might not work on your site, but there's someone there you can get in touch with if you've got any questions or you want to learn about a specific area within the organisation. So lots of different benefits, packages that come with the job, depending on the job that you're doing.
Brilliant. And just on the point about what people can do when they apply into you. I mean, clearly we want them to be successful today, and there's a lot of people who have been affected, let's be honest, by the pandemic, and their careers maybe has stalled. But if they were looking to apply for you, Andrew, you've seen your fair share, I'm sure, of CVs and applications. I mean, what stands out for you? What sort of hints can you give them today?
So if you're applying by sending a CV, I would always try and accompany that in your email, just to a little paragraph to explain a little bit about you, perhaps where you heard about the vacancy, how far you live from the site's really important, because we're looking to recruit local people, or people local to the sites where we're working first and foremost. So I would suggest that you put as much detail as you can into either a cover letter, if you're writing and posting the letter, or an email, just a covering email saying this is me, this is what I can offer to the job, and attach your CV as well.
Yeah, that's great advice, and you hear that a lot, don't you? That people will just almost cut and paste their CV from other jobs they're applying. I mean, for you as an employer, is it very noticeable if people are doing that?
Yeah, you'd be surprised what we get through in the inbox, and it always really does stand out when you've got people who are applying who have definitely put a little bit of research in, it might just be looking on the website saying, "Oh, I've noticed this," and it could be a sentence that makes a difference. So, yeah, it's worth putting a little bit of effort in.
Yeah, and what about maybe work experience as well? I mean, is it important to have worked in the construction sector before applying, or would you take people from a whole range of different sectors as well?
Yeah, we're really interested in helping people, new entrants or perhaps semi-skilled workers who've fallen into unemployment for whatever reason and want to get back into the industry. And you can talk to me about a work experience placement. It might be just that you do a week, but that might be a foot in the door then to build your network and to get to know other subcontractors or staff on site who might very well have vacancies coming up.
Mm. And we talked earlier to Stockport Homes, to Amanda, and she was saying about people's email addresses. They're putting their email address on maybe from when they were in school. I mean, do you see any of that as well? And how does that make it feel for you when someone comes through with maybe something that maybe was good when they were 12 or 13 but not so good now?
Yeah, we see that a lot, and I suppose once we've got our email address, that's it, isn't it, for life usually. But yeah, just be aware that obviously I was having the same conversation with a young man last week, and he changed it right away. He didn't realise that it was a little bit quirky, let's say.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you look twice at it, but it's more about that first impression, really, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. It really makes a difference to have that professional image when contacting employers for the first time. So, yeah. Yes, that's a good point.
And what about social media? I mean, we hear a lot about employers now looking at social media, making sure that person is professional online as well. Are you finding that more and more now?
Yes, and I think the recruitment team certainly do those little checks as you get people coming through, especially if you've got a lot of demand for a role. So I'm sure a lot of organisations do the same. So that's worth being social media savvy, certainly, having a professional LinkedIn account, and maybe keeping other social media platforms private.
Yeah, absolutely. And talking about private, this is a chance for people watching this to go onto the Waits partner page and have a private one-to-one. And I think that's really important, isn't it, for people to be able to have that kind of direct contact with you, Angie?
Yes, I'm happy to answer any questions. I can stick around, and I've got our site management team involved as well. I think they're around tomorrow. So very happy to talk to anyone that's interested. Thank you. Perfect.
And I think also from the lasting impression of this, I mean, for you getting involved with, you know, events like this and channels like Jobs Live, and what do you hope will happen beyond this? What's the legacy for this for you as Waits?
Well, certainly, if we can help someone into an opportunity and employment, you know, I've seen it over the last number of years where someone has got a foot in the door and then they've gone on to be really successful in their own careers. And I think the key to sustainable employment is finding a job that you like, and then asking for training if it's not offered. Certainly keep asking, and your own personal development. Make sure you keep up to date with your skills cards. And there is funding out there, and there's always people within the job centre teams and the organisation to help with that training progression. So hope that answers that question.
Yeah, thank you so much. And just a reminder again of where your vacancies are across the Northwest. So I know you said being local to your projects is quite important. So just give us an idea of where you are at the moment.
So at the moment we're in Warrington, Manchester, across Liverpool, Carlisle, Middleton, soon to start up in Rochdale. And different Waits businesses have different contracts, so I can certainly put you in touch. If there's anyone not from those areas, I can certainly put you in touch with the local teams that operate in your area.
Yeah, because there will be vacancies, I'm sure, as your construction industry is booming in the future as more projects land. So it's important for people not to give up at the first stage, isn't it, and keep in touch with you.
That's right. Yeah, distance pays off, that's for sure.
Yeah, before we let you go, what was the one thing you wanted to say to maybe, you know, we've all been in that situation, haven't we, as people looking for work. It is quite isolating, it's quite lonely, more so now because of not, you know, the restrictions currently that exist because of the pandemic. You know, what's the one thing you want to say to people who are maybe struggling a little bit to find something?
Yeah, it's a really, really difficult time, isn't it, and challenging for a lot of people. And so please reach out to organisations that are there to help. Certainly, if you want to get in touch with me, if I can't help you directly, I can certainly signpost you to some help. So it's just a case of getting in touch. Let's keep talking. Let's keep helping each other. And yeah, good luck.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. And thanks again for joining us here on the Jobs Live channel. It's been really interesting to hear more about Waits for those who may have never heard of you before or were not familiar with you, to know that you've got some great opportunities within the Northwest for people to join you. So thanks so much for that. We'll see you again soon on the Jobs Live channel. Before you go, I'm just going to introduce this next company. This is Unify Solutions, who we met recently, and this is Jessie telling you about what they do and the vacancies they have within the region. Take care. Hello, welcome back to the Jobs Live channel. This is Thursday, the 15th of April, and all day today we've been featuring companies who've got current vacancies across the region. And delighted to be joined by another one of those organisations, 360 Healthcare, and Anushka. Good morning, Anushka. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good morning. It's been a great day so far. Loads of vacancies, loads of opportunity, and I know in your industry as well, lots of exciting opportunities as well. But before we get into that, just tell us a little bit about 360 Healthcare for those who may not come across it so far.
Okay, so 360 Degrees Healthcare is a domiciliary care and support company. So that means we provide care and support
in their own homes. We're based in the East Lancashire area. And we go into clients' homes, whether they might have mental health, they might have a learning disability, they might have autism, and we assist in any way that they would like.
Perfect. So it is predominantly working for or working with the community, so more community care than actually residential care, yeah?
Yes, 100%. So you will be going into a client's own home. You will be looking at their care plan, their needs, their assessments, and seeing what they need. For some clients, it can be anything from personal care, so washing, dressing and showering. But for some of our other clients, and the majority of our clients, it might be social visits. So obviously at the moment it's quite difficult, but hopefully as we're looking forward to the upcoming weeks, more and more things are opening again. So we've got clients that love going to watch the football and have season tickets. So you might even go and watch a bit of football if you like, or go swimming with them, or whatever they want really.
Great. And so you mentioned East Lancashire where you are based. What area do you cover then? Give us some towns that people may recognise that you have customers who need support.
Okay, so our office space is in Nelson in Lancashire. We've also got clients in Nelson. We've also got clients within the Pendle area, so that's kind of Earby, Barnoldswick, if you know these ends. We've also got Colne and Burnley. Then we also go as far as Accrington, Haslingden, Preston and Chorley. We also have clients in Bacup as well, so we're quite widespread. Wherever we see a need for a client and wherever staff are willing to work, we can kindly assist.
Fantastic. So let's get on to the roles then. There's a lot of emphasis at the moment on adult social care, lots of opportunities, and people are maybe moving into it for the first time. It's probably worth mentioning that as well from different sectors. But just give us a flavour of the kind of roles that you're currently recruiting for, Anushka.
So we are one of them organisations where we are constantly recruiting. So even if you think kind of adult social care isn't for you, but then you look more into it and you think, actually, that really interests me, feel free to still get in touch. We are recruiting care and support workers, but not just a care and support worker. We're looking for people with the heart and passion for care. So even if you've never done care and support work before, but you feel like it's for you, that's what we see. You might not necessarily have had to work in care before, and that's completely fine. As long as you can assist someone with their needs and help them promote their independence, then it's the right job for you.
And what about career progression? Because maybe people have worked with you for a while, there may be a chance to move up. Is there opportunities like that within 360-degree healthcare?
100%. Well, I'm the development officer for the company, and I'm possibly one of the prime examples of moving up within the company. So I started off as a care and support worker. However, my background, I've got a degree in health and social care and sociology. So my managing director actually saw something with me and asked me if I wanted to take on a couple of hours a week office work. And from that led into a full-time contract within the office. So there's always a member of the management team. I'm now officially a manager, which still sounds weird. We also constantly recruit for care coordinators and team leaders. But we also understand that you might want to, just say in the future, be a midwife or a social worker. We understand that care and support for you might just be that experience that you're wanting to gain. So we also put people on their level 3s, their level 4s, their level 5 if they want to go into a management role. So there's all sorts of progression and all sorts of training within 360.
And is it fair to say over the past 12 months, have you seen an increase in interest in the care sector from people wanting to work for you?
100%, yeah. We've had people that kind of just want a job because obviously at the current time the circumstances are hard. but we are looking for people with the heart and the passion for care, and that has been on the increase as well. Obviously, within the last 12 months, it's been really difficult for everyone, and some people just want to give back into their community. So even if they only want to work a couple of hours a week, we've got that for you. We are a 0-hour contract. However, we understand that people can't live on 0 hours. So we do try to work around you and your routines and your schedules. If you say I can only work 9 till 3, then we assist with that. If you say, well, I can do live-in packages, because some of our clients, you might go on a Thursday and come back on a Monday, for example, we can also put you on that. So even though we work around client needs, we also work around staff member needs as well.
Thank you. And for those people who are looking to apply, then maybe they've seen something here, or they think, you know what, I'd like to have a change of career and do something like this. When they apply then into 360 Degrees Healthcare, what sort of things are you looking for on their application to help them be successful?
So we just ask people to be themselves. So I conduct the interviews because I'm also the recruitment officer. I will sit, obviously due to COVID at the moment, it's all over the phone, just to reduce that face-to-face interaction for safety. So what we do is I ring you, we arrange a date and time for an interview. We'll have an informal discussion. Obviously there's questions that I do need to ask you. But I always say just be yourself. I mean, if you're one of them people that really has the heart for it, with some of our best care and support workers are those that have never worked in care and support work before, and we've recruited them because within their interview it was, oh, I've looked after my mum and dad, or I look after my children. And even though looking after your children isn't necessarily a full-time job, you've got them skill set that we need as a care and support workers. So we do ask just people to be yourself. Our client range is completely different. So like I said, we can have clients that you love football. So if you tell me on your interview, oh, I love football, we've tried to pair you up with that client. So it's what you find fun. One of our questions that I ask are, what are your hobbies and your interests? Because we want to know about you. We don't want to just know whether you'll be good at the job. We want to know what you like to do so you won't be bored.
Great. And can I just ask, I mean, clearly they're desirables that you want people to have, that passion, that wanting to care for people. That's clearly something you're looking for. But regarding getting around the area, I'm assuming they need to drive and have a clean driving license, have some form of transportation to get them to different homes to care for people. Is that right?
No, so we do take on walkers and drivers. The majority of our staff members are at the moment are walkers, because we do understand that as a driver you might not necessarily, I don't have a driving licence and I'm a member of the management team, so we don't have that expectation. Obviously, if you want to gain more hours and things like that, and the more places you're willing to travel, the more hours that we can give you. We also provide kind of a taxi transport service. So we've got a company car. So for example, we've got staff members that live in Nelson, but want to pick up packages in Preston. So we assist them with that, and we will drive, obviously time dependent and willingness. But we work, like I said before, we work around you as well.
Yeah, that's great. I'm glad I asked that question actually, because I know some care opportunities do require you to be able to drive around, I guess because of the size of the region. But if there's a walker opportunity as well, so people can literally walk from home to home in an area near to where they live, then that's perfect for them, isn't it?
Yes, 100%. Well, I live in Burnley, but also work within the Nelson and Colne area, so it's quite easy to travel around. It's not really. Yeah. Obviously, if the weather's bad, we do reimburse taxis and things as well. Okay. So that's another option.
Fantastic. Well, look, it's been great to meet you again, Anushka, on the Jobs Live channel, and thank you for sharing some of your insights into the roles you have, and also the kind of people you're looking for. If somebody did want to reach out, obviously I'm just going to bring up your partner page first that you've got on the Jobs Live website, so people should see that now on screen. So it's been specially set up for 360 Degrees Healthcare, so you can get a message to the guys there through here if you want to have a private conversation with them. But of course, you can also contact you directly, can't we? Anushka? What's the best way of doing that? What's the best way of getting reaching you? And we'll put this on the live chat as well.
So the best way of reaching me, it would be a quick email. So it's admin@360degreeshealthcare.co.uk. I also man our 360 Degrees Healthcare Facebook page, LinkedIn and Twitter and Instagram. So they are other ways to contact us as well. We also have a contact number. So it's 01282 614 888. And that's probably any way that you find easier. We do understand that some people aren't all for technology, so a phone call is an easy way to contact me as well.
Yeah, so you're happy to take calls anytime from people interested in applying, yeah?
100%, yes.
Fantastic. Well, that's great to know. And as Anushka said there, the roles at 360 Degrees Healthcare are available now, so you can apply immediately. And obviously keep an eye out on their social media for other roles as they're appearing in the future as well. As I said, great to have you back on. Thanks for your time today. And hopefully this has helped people understand more about the care sector and the kind of people you're looking for. So really valuable information. And someone who we've not met before on Jobs Live, live anyway, is Atkins. I'm delighted to be joined by Bina this morning. Hi, Bina.
Hi there.
Hi there. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Jobs Live channel. I have to say, you take the prize for the best background we've ever seen on the Jobs Live channel. So thank you for that. It's really cheered me up looking at that today. For people who may be unsure about Atkins and what you do, can you just give us a view of what Atkins does as a business?
Sure, absolutely. Atkins is very much a world-leading design, engineering and project management consultancy. And I know that's a bit of a mouthful, but in terms of sort of what we do and who we are, we're very much in the business of making the world's infrastructure look better and very much to sort of help our clients make those important decisions for their complex projects. I can talk you through so many different things, but in terms of our mission, it is very much to sort of work with and design engineering sort of details for our clients and to sort of deliver them. And we use sort of data, cutting sort of edge technology, sort of design-led thinking, just to bring it all together and sort of really have some great marketing market-led experts to sort of create those projects and make it a better lived environment and more sustainable for everyone, really.
Yeah, and people may have seen your vans driving around, they may have seen you on projects, but whereabouts in the country are you based? Are you pretty much based right across the UK and I think internationally as well?
Yeah, that's it. We're a global organisation, but in terms of our presence in the UK, we are very much stretched across the whole of the UK, and we're also based in Northern Ireland as well. So that's where all of our offices are. And we are very much sort of, although we are stretched across the UK and Ireland, we very much work, we collaborate with each other really well. But yeah, we've got lots of offices across the UK.
So I'm going to ask you a question about recruitment now. And clearly you must be recruiting throughout the year, but at certain times of the year, maybe more intensely. So what's happening at the moment with Atkins? Whereabouts are you in that recruitment cycle?
Yeah, so our recruitment cycle is actually sort of coming to its end at the moment. However, In terms of the sorts of roles that we recruit for, we generally start recruiting around the sort of the end of the year. So of October time is when we go live with all of our vacancies. And our website is very sort of geared up to not only showing you our live vacancies, but also it allows you sort of very much get involved in the sorts of things we do. We have chat panes where you can talk to current existing apprentices just to find out a little bit more when you're in that decision making process as to whether you want to apply for one of our roles.
Yeah. And I mean, regarding people wanting to express an interest in working for you as well, people could do that, couldn't they? So they could go to your careers page and get in touch, and you'd have their details on file for when you do go live.
Yeah, that's correct. So we do have an express your interests sort of element to our website, and that very much gives you the opportunity to not only express your interest, but it allows people to very much sort of talk to people that currently work in the organisation. And the website also sort of is quite structured in that you get to understand sorts of projects that we work on, and you get to understand the sorts of things that we look for in terms of our culture. So it's a great sort of research website as well, I think.
Absolutely. And the kind of people that you're looking for to join your organisation, you talked about the culture there, but as individuals, what are you looking for in people when they apply to your roles and those that come up in the future?
Yeah, I mean, for early careers, I've got to say, you know, we're very much searching for curious minds and people who want to ask questions and who very much dare to sort of do things differently. And I think that's quite important. I mean, the sorts of things that we do and deliver as an organisation, it's very much sort of being involved in such a wide variety of projects. And that very much, you know, we do look for those curious minds and people that want to kind of make that difference in the world and the community.
And I know you're passionate about apprenticeships, and quite rightly as well. It gives young people that opportunity to join you and to earn and learn. And that's a big factor in this, isn't it? Because it's difficult to get that hands-on experience whilst, you know, at college or uni. Not saying it's impossible, but having an apprenticeship at Atkins can give you both, can't it?
Oh, absolutely. And I think as well with apprentices, especially within Atkins, we very much sort of have it so it's quite structured in that, you know, you are given that opportunity to learn from some amazing people. I mean, we're not hierarchical at all. You know, you could walk into the office and sit next to somebody who's worked in the office for over 30 years, somebody who's quite senior. But in actual fact, you know, it's sort of embedding yourself and collaborating with so many different people. And as an apprentice, you very much get involved from day one. And I think that's where it works. That's where it clicks. And that's where you're able to sort of see the impact that you're having into the company. You're able to see the impact of what you're having in terms of projects and the sort of overall outcome.
And career progression as well for people who join you. You've got plenty of examples of young people who started as an apprentice, done their apprenticeship programme, and then moved into management roles over the years, haven't you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the word apprenticeship, you know, has been within our organisation for years, and we've got some sort of leaders within the organisation that started off within an early careers sort of platform. And, you know, we currently have some apprentices that have worked through their apprenticeship at various levels and are still sort of looking at where they'd like to go next, and whether that be to a higher level apprenticeship or whether they want to become chartered at the end of it. And all of that is absolutely, it's there for grabbing, I guess, and it's very much down to the individual. But we do support that, and we very much sort of want people to kind of progress forward.
Clearly there's that structure, and mentoring's a big part of this as well, isn't it? Because people can be quite daunting, could be their first real job as an apprentice. So do you have that mentoring, that buddy system, if you like, within Atkins?
We do. So every new apprentice is allocated a buddy or a mentor. And that person isn't just there to sort of help them settle into the role. Of course, that's important. But they're there to kind of make sure that you embed yourself into the team, that you're fully aware of what's expected, but also to kind of make you part of their team and that family. And that is how we work. And in actual fact, that buddy or mentor doesn't just disappear. You know, you have somebody that you're pretty much aligned to throughout the whole of your apprenticeship. Because we do understand that it is quite daunting when you're walking into the world of work especially when it's such a large organisation. And we continuously have apprentice forums where you can link in with other apprentices. They have sort of set up social events, albeit virtual at the moment. However, it's there and it's available, because we're quite sort of we want people to stay connected.
No, I absolutely agree with that. And just going to move on now to how you can help people with their application, Bina. And you've seen, I'm sure, many applications either online or CVs from young people applying. How can we help them today? Because I know basic mistakes are being made, and you may oversee somebody who could be really good for you just because they haven't quite got it right online. So from your own experience, what advice would you give anyone applying into Atkins?
Yeah, absolutely. I think when you're doing an application, I think it can be quite daunting because every organisation is sometimes looking for something quite different. And I think the main thing is to sort of do your research first and foremost. And as I mentioned earlier, the website is quite good in not just showing the jobs that we've got available, but actually giving you that insight into the sorts of things that we do, and also sort of the sorts of things that we look for in terms of our culture, our vision. And actually, if that ticks your boxes, then I think the next step would be to kind of look at applying. And I guess the sorts of things that we look for within an application is very much around your level of interest and your motivation. And I think if you're able to get that across through maybe projects that you've been a part of during school or college, or even things that you've done in your own time, then we want to hear about that. And I guess we want to see your creativity and how your curious minds work, and that's quite important. And I say this to all of my candidates when they sort of go through the recruitment process, that it is very much down to that level of motivation and interest, because that's going to actually help you successfully complete your apprenticeship. So I think if you've got that drive from the offset, that will surely sort of help you sail through the apprenticeship, and certainly help you sort of put pen to paper when you're doing your application form, and you'll probably feel a lot more confident in doing it that way.
Yeah, thank you. And also the world has changed over the last year or so about meeting people face to face. So the interview process probably had to be adapted at Atkins, like it has at many companies across the country, and in fact across the world. So more people being interviewed online. Any sort of tips for that as well? Because that can be if they don't treat it the same way as a normal interview, it can be a bit of a problem, can't it?
Yeah, and with sort of doing interviews or assessment centres virtually, you have your pros and cons. Sometimes you can't predict what technology is going to do. But what I will say is that through each assessment centre that we do, we always do a test call or a test check the day before the assessment centre. So we invite the candidates on a Teams call, and we check that everyone's comfortable using the software that we use, and B, if they've got any questions, just answer any of those to kind of help them sort of settle their nerves. And yes, the assessment centres are a little bit different compared to what we used to do face to face. But in actual fact, we've been doing them for about just short of a year now, and it works really well. It's still quite engaging. We don't keep it overly formal. We want to get the best out of everybody. So we try and keep it sort of light as possible. But the call the day before very much helps people kind of sort of understand what's expected of them, and hopefully takes away those nerves.
Finally, where did this all start for you, Bina? Because you had to start somewhere. I mean, were you when you were in school thinking of construction at that point, or were you thinking of something completely different?
I think my journey's been quite different, actually. I mean, when I was at school, I guess apprenticeships were a little bit different. I mean, they were available, but not as vast as we have them now. And I guess my sort of journey to sort of working in this industry has been more sort of recruitment led, but it's been very much in sort of supporting people in making the right decision for their career, whether it's that they're starting sort of their career firsthand, or whether they've been in their career for many years and wanting to move on. But my interest has very much been in sort of supporting people to make those right decisions in moving forward. So I've been my journey's been sort of working with sort of schools and colleges in the past, but also working with some government government websites as well, and kind of just helping people do the right thing.
Yeah, and I'm sure in your talking to young people, they have that perception of construction. So that's myth bust this today. I mean, they have to look at construction, don't they? Because it isn't probably what they think it is, and I'm sure you hear this all the time. You know, it's not about working on building sites. Of course, there is that element, but there's so much more to it. So, what would you say to a young person who's maybe thinking, "Oh, construction's not for me," to look at it again?
Well, first and foremost, I'd probably say it's not construction. I mean, the sorts of stuff that we do, yes, there is an element of that, but engineering, it's such a broad word. I mean, it isn't just about being on site. You know, we have so many different opportunities and roles. We have civil engineering, project management, structural engineering, building and quantity surveying, and that in itself involves so many different skill sets. It is an element of being on site for some roles, but for others, you're not actually on site. You know, you are very much using a lot of technology that kind of helps piece various sort of building techniques together.
Yeah.
So it is a lot more than that. So when I guess if somebody was to sort of say, oh, it's construction, I'd definitely say you must look at the website, you must contact us, and we can talk you through the sorts of things we do.
Yeah.
It's a lot more.
Yeah. And I know technology is now becoming more and more important to you. So like drones and AR and VR, they're very much part of the day-to-day running of a construction company. And so if you have got an interest in tech, construction could be a good place to start.
Oh, absolutely. So we are very much focused in the world of digital. So we've got a lot of sort of pockets within our organisation that will be sort of concentrating more on the digital side. And actually in the last couple of years, that's become more and more sort of obvious in the sorts of things we do. And you mentioned the VR headsets and all of that stuff. And that's something that some of our teams do use when they're, rather than going on site, they use the VR headsets, and they've got this fabulous sort of digital image of a building, say, for example, and they work off that. And I think with technology sort of in the forefront of a lot of what we're doing, it's the way forward, it's the future. So it's sort of taking away the stigma of construction, because that isn't it. It's a lot more than that. And we are very much sort of moving ahead with the future. And I think that's how we're sort of successful in sort of achieving and doing our projects.
And what's the best thing about working at Atkins for you, Bina? What do you enjoy most?
Do you know what, I know this might sound like a bit of a cliche, but I absolutely enjoy my role through and through. And I guess the culture of Atkins is something that I really do enjoy. It's not massively hierarchical. You know, everyone's sort of quite equal. You feel that you can approach anyone. You know, we are very much in the heart of what we do, and that includes each employee, and every employee matters. And